G'day people, how you going? Today's a great day for a debate. And today we have a debate between the left and the right. So here we have, on my right, we have Glenn with the right, and on my left we have Glenn on the left. So, on the left. So, let's get into it, shall we? So, okay. I just have a series of 4 questions which are the basis of a left-right-wing debate, and we'll narrow it down on your opinions. So, the first one should be, what will be your role in forming government, and what will the government's policies be? Why, thank you, Glenn, and I am very happy to actually be here to debate a left-winger or a commie stooge. And, well, you asked the question, how will we form a government? Well, are you an idiot? Quite frankly, we'll form a government. We'll be a majority, we'll pass legislation. That's how we're going to form a government, because we will have the mandate and the power. And, well, what will we do when we get into government? Well, basically, we'll repeal all legislation relating to anything that stops businesses from doing business. So, any red tape that restricts the business, we're going to repeal. So, some examples are the environment. We're just going to get rid of all legislation on the environment. So, farmers can clear all their land. People can, we'll get rid of the minimum wage, so people can pay whatever they want in the workplace. We'll get rid of all safe and healthy regulations. So, well, if you die at work, well, that's your fault. You should have taken more care. We can't blame the business for any of that, can we? Oh, what else will we do? We will subsidise people with multiple houses a lot more. We will give them an incentive, like we'll give them $100,000 for them to buy a new house. I think that's fair. So if you've owned 5 or more houses, yeah, you deserve to get $100,000 because you're just a good saver. Bloody oath you are. And private schools. Well, we're just going to fund the fuck out of them. So, every child actually gets a certain amount of money from for their child. Well, we're just going to chuck in more money for private schools. And where will we get that money from? Oh, we'll get it from public schools. That's where we'll get the money from. Yeah. And for industry, well, they can pollute if they want. That's not a problem. If you get sick because it's polluted, that's your problem. And also, we're going to get rid of Medicare, because private health is actually better than Medicare. It actually runs better, it's a lot cheaper, and it will funnel more money to my mates. That's basically what it will do. So thank you, Glenn, and the other idiot that's over on the right, because he's a wanker. So, yeah, how will we form a government? Well, basically, we want to get a mandate on both the representatives and the Senate, and we want to have the ability to actually pass legislation in our own right. And what we'll do when we get into power is that we will legislate to make Australia more equal. We will nationalise a lot of things, businesses that are not actually running properly. So we have a problem with the banks. We're just going to totally nationalise the banks. But that can actually come in the next question of how will we run the economy. But basically, The role of the government is to regulate how society works, how individuals perform their function within society. We will legislate that, like in Canada, if you do not use a proper pronoun for a person, you'll get 20 years jail. Also, if you even show the slightest hint of being sexist, you'll get 20 years jail. We're serious about this. If you have a policy of not an equal outcome for everyone, doesn't matter if they perform good or bad, you'll get 20 years jail. We're serious about this. We're going to make society totally equal in both opportunity and outcome. So we're going to make a paradise. And that's what our government is going to do. Okay, so the second question in this debate: how should the economy be run? Now, from a centralist point, I would probably see both sides, the good in both sides and also the bad. But I'd like to see your perspectives. And this one I'll start with the guy on the right. So, the second question is, how should the economy be run? Unlike the commies over there that want to privatise everything, well, shut up, will you? Well, so, back to the economy, well, we would actually privatise everything. So, we have Medicare, well, we're going to privatise that. That's how we're going to get rid of it. What else? Public transport. In those places that it's not privatised, it is going to be. As well as gas, electricity, water. That's all going to be privatised. And if you can't pay for it, well, then you need to get another job. Because it's not our problem that you don't earn enough money. Also, we're going to get rid of the dole. So, people who are looking for jobs will actually have more of an incentive to go out and get a job, because it shouldn't be the working people's policies to actually fund those who are unemployed. And also pensioners, well, you should have saved when you were younger. So we're going to index the pension at the 10% of inflation, so you will have to find a way to get more money, because as a pensioner you should have saved more when you were younger. Don't blame us, because the age of entitlement is over, unless you're a big business. We're going to fund the fuck out of big business. We're going to cut taxes so big business gets a lot more for their buck, and that they pay less taxes, because who wouldn't want to pay less taxes? Because paying less taxes is great. So that's basically how we're going to run the economy. We have some ABO policies, but we're not going to review it. Actually, I can't remember. Bloody wanker. The economy should be run in a socialist manner. So, we will just nationalise everything. All industry will become state-owned, the banks will become state-owned, all the utilities will become state-owned, everything will be state-owned, run and managed. Everyone will get the same pay. Those who are rich will have all their wealth confiscated. We're going to make this a universal paradise. This will be a great place to be, because everyone will be equal. It will just be fun for all. So there's no reason to be scared about our socialist policies, because we just have society as our main focus, to make society egalitarian, to make it equal, and to make sure that everyone has the right opportunities. So, all prices will be set, there will be no inflation, there will be no deflation, and people will be given no incentive to better themselves or to make a product or to work in a more efficient manner. That is how we are going to run the economy. So the third question I'd like to ask is, how can we make society better? How can we make society better? Well, first of all, give people guns. That's basically it. More guns, better. So how else we can make society better is that we can focus on the individual. As an individual, you should be able to become a better person yourself. It's not society's role to actually make you a better person. Society is there for a collective, it's just a collective body of people who have bettered themselves and made themselves a lot more better. So then society gets better. And that's basically how we are going to focus on society. Because schools should not be the ones to teach children how to better themselves. There should be no safe schools. There should be priests in schools. Priests and religious people have a great influence and a positive influence on people overall. And they have a higher moral standing than those who are not religious, like atheists. They're pretty immoral. And I believe that the children should be segregated. So we should have white people, we should have Asians and Indians, and, well, we're not going to talk about the Aboriginals, won't we? You just class me as racist. How we're going to make society better is we are going to get rid of the class system. So everyone, from the Prime Minister, the Governor General, down to a person who lives on the street, have total equality in everything, including pay, opportunity, outcome, so that no one has an advantage over the other. We will focus on eliminating all the inequalities in society without actually doing anything about the individual, and we will try to make outcomes as equal as possible. Actually, they will be equal because they will be mandated. So if someone does 50% of the work, one person does 50% of the work, and then we have another 5 people do the other 50% of the work, that one person who does 50% of the work will have the same outcome as each of those 5 people. So if they get $1,000 a week, the other 5 people also get $1,000 each a week, and there will be an equal opportunity to rise in management level. And everyone has an opportunity to rise in the management level. This is not based on actual work outcomes. This is based on you obeying the policy line of the socialist doctrine. So, if you're a good socialist, you're going to move up. If you're not, sorry, there's no way you're going to move up. And we're going to preach that there are thousands and thousands of sexual orientations. Like me, I'm an Attack Apache helicopter detergent, so that's who I identify as. And if you do not apply that to me, you'll get 20 years jail. And that's how we're going to make society a lot fairer and a lot better. So, that is good. Okay, so now we have a basic foundation of their beliefs on the right and on the left. So, I'd basically like to know, what are you going to do when you get into government? So if we get into power, we're going to implement these policies. Basically, what we're going to do is allow the rich to get richer, poorer to get poorer, because basically, if you're not earning enough money, and if you can't actually get a good job, that's not our fault, that's your fault. You should actually try harder and make yourself a better person, because I'm not going to waste my taxpayers' money on funding you. And we're going to cancel immigration, and we're going to deport all those who are not white. So we're going to bring back the White Australia policy. Bring back the White Australia policy, and yeah, Australia would just become a better place. Well, obviously we can't deport the Aboriginals, but we can actually probably restrict them to reservations or something like that, like they do in the United States. But also, we'll send up concentration camp for the left-wingers and anyone else that, doesn't follow our policy. And maybe, I think we'll chuck the immigrants in there too, so we're not going to deport them. No country's going to take them, we'll just put them in concentration camps. So that's basically what we're going to do, because white power. So, thank you very much. So if we get into power, the first thing we're going to do is set up gulags, because those who do not follow the socialist doctrine need to be re-educated, and they need to work. And we will confiscate the wealth of everyone and redistribute it so everyone has an equal opportunity of having a limited amount of wealth. So the billionaires in Australia will take their money and we'll give it to those who are not billionaires, even millionaires, not even millionaires. Probably someone who gets like $20,000-$30,000, they'll get some of that money, and we'll use the majority of the money to actually improve infrastructure and make society better. But if those rich people don't want to actually follow this policy, well, we have a gulag where you can go and visit for a while, and by the time you get out of the gulag, that's if you don't die, then you will be re-educated and you'll be useful to the society. So that is what we, the socialists, will actually do when I say socialist, I mean communist, when we get into power. So thank you, and thank you, Mr. Right-wing idiot. I didn't listen to anything you said because I'm deaf to right-wingers, and I'm pretty sure you're deaf to me. So, thank you, host Glenn, for supporting us. So that concludes our debate, and I'd like to know then in the comment section what you think about the people who have the opposite view of you. Now, I'm expecting to actually get a lot of abuse from both sides of the political spectrum, but you can go get fucked because you're in nothing but trouble. Thank you very much for watching. Have an awesome day. Take it easy, alright? Get your head out of your ass.